Did somebody say
I
Thunder
didn't even
Fury?
notice it until he said that.
Did somebody say Thunder Fury plus?
They still do that. They still do that.
Oh, where can I find one Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
Yeah,
I was
please, I
gonna
need-
say,
I need one.
old things die hard. Old classics die hard.
Oh man.
I was gonna copy and paste it a bunch more, but I failed. The game started too quick.
That's okay. You can spam Twitch chat.
All right, good.
Oh man. Goodness gracious.
I'm working on it.
DCB's taking a while on these bans, and they banned Janna out. They do not want Genkenstein doing that again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Janna's a good band. Like I said, I feel like Janna's a better band than Morgana at the moment. Thinking back to that last band phase. Ugh, Warwick's pretty standard. I think we're all agreed that Warwick is just kind of silly right now.
Rogue is ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
Anyone who can press Smite, press R, and then I'm done.
You mean that 2-button?
The 2-button wombo. It's like Malzahar and Warwick have a 1v1. Malzahar doesn't even get to cast his abilities and it's done. It's like Warwick survives. Why? He has a wit's end. Presses his R as a counter and wins. It's like, ugh. Come on.
What happens if they ult each other simultaneously? Do they both suppress each other and cancel their ulties?
No, Warwick breaks free of Malzahar's ulti to get his ulti off. That's what happens.
Oh man.
They do like the anime style power beam together, you know.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
the one power beam goes towards the enemy or whatever and explodes, and they're like, ah! That's what it's like.
Actually, Warwick's kind of got like that DBZ fight style where he just like blinks behind you, just starts punching you a
Yeah,
bunch. Like, why?
block one time, just block.
Why are you doing this?
Exactly. Alright, so full ban list coming out. Warwick Fizz Zed for the blue team. A lot of bursts taken off the map. That's probably a good move. Purple side, Janna Kill Udyr, which is a lot of saving power / split push and farm capability on Udyr. First blue team pick coming out for Alexander Pendrag. It's going to be Gnar.
Looks
Fantastic.
like DCB is targeting Ninebreaker again. The funny thing about this is that Ninebreaker, like, you guys might not have been here for this a lot, but Ninebreaker used to get targeted all the time for the Kelbic, and as a result, Ninebreaker has a couple other champions he's really good with. I feel like the Kel ban at this point is a little bit redundant.
DCB throwing down the gauntlet with the Blitzcrank cover. I don't know what Genkenstein's gonna do, guys.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Is Genkenstein completely banned out? Yeah, I mean, that's the full extent, right?
No,
wait.
he's got Thresh. He's got Thresh.
He also has the Victor, if he's not even going to support.
Didn't he play support Brand for a while? I'm pretty sure he played... No, who played Jungle Brand? I don't remember. Oh, does he have Karma?
Is that the Karma?
Karma, he's pretty good with, like, he's good with Karma's rotation. He doesn't always make the smartest choices with Karma.
The pick here was Tarek. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you there.
I agree. The pick here was Tarek or Braum.
Yeah, I would have Tarek'd it up.
Or Leona. Leona would have been good.
I don't ever see enough Tarek these days. Why do they not put Tarek out enough?
Tarek's in a weird spot right now where he's really strong, but his stun is just not enough.
Yeah, like
it's the range. I think part of the reason is the range on it.
Well,
like,
not even that. Like, what happens is, or what I've noticed when playing is, like,
and the missile speed. The missile speed, too.
Well, that, and, like, his damage just isn't where it used to be. Like, in terms of the amount that the Shatter and the ulti actually do, it isn't there. It's more of the heal now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, his stun is just not enough peel. Like, Braum can stun 2 or 3 people in the course of the time it takes Tarek to get one stun off.
Yeah.
And the cooldown.
I remember when you could just, like, armor Tarek up and jump into the middle of people.
I think Tarek just does not see play right now because there are champions that do everything he does but better.
Yeah, well, it's like, why would you pick
like
Tarek
Braum.
when you can pick Nami or Braum?
Right. Nami does the healing aspect, Braum does the CC aspect, Tarek just doesn't. You know, it's just not there.
And let's be honest, Braum's kit is just, it's superior. Like, you compare the single target point and click stun to any other
that-
move.
And actually, the stun isn't that good because the travel time on that stun is insane.
Yeah.
It takes so long for that stun to actually connect.
Yeah, I find it funny because like I'll see he's coming up for the stun and I'll start walking away. He gets the stun off and I'm already enough out of distance he can't close it to make use of it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Tarek's just in a bad spot. I think he's on the top of the list for the reworks coming up.
I hope so.
I believe I saw something in regards to that. Like they did some tweaking to him recently, which did not really help a whole lot. Like he was overpowered, and then they had to nerf it, and then suddenly he wasn't used anymore.
Well, that's because like when he was overpowered, he would get like one glacial shroud and have like 180 armor,
Well,
and there was
When
nothing
they
you could
changed
do
him
about
to
it.
all the they changed him from the mana thing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't give Tarek the damage he had before because it was the problem with his damage before was it was all burst and there was no other interaction. Like you don't expect a support to walk up to you and do a third of your hit points with 2 buttons. That's just ridiculous.
So
I remember that. I remember just stacking mana on Tarek and going,
Yeah.
yeah, so there, Ninebreaker's in the chat. He said that they should make Tarek stun AoE. Thinking about that now, what if he just like held his shield up and it like shot out a beam of light and it was just an AoE stun?
If they made it,
That would
a
be
skill
sick.
shot, it would be okay.
Yeah.
It would be hard to balance, with how long they're stunned. Maybe they could look at like as an AoE route instead, or something like that.
Maybe they could put like a slow on his alt because he already has to get into groups to use it, like a slow.
What if it's like a Trinimir situation where you get stunned if you're facing, you get slowed if you're looking away?
That could be actually a really interesting interaction with Dazzle.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Maybe not like a. How do you balance that mechanic though?
Because like it wouldn't be a wide cone, because too wide of a cone and it's just it's broken. Like,
Or speed up the missile.
I don't know. The
I don't
missile's
think that-
just because like right now with where the game is, like there's so many dive champions and stuff. One single target stun is not enough to peel.
I think what if we're not even talking about champions or the game right now, but I think we all love Tarek and we want to see him fixed.
Yeah.
What if they did the look away thing and instead of doing it like in a cone attack, they did a point like he basically gets to drop a mini Leona ult, where if you look at it you get stunned, if you look away from it you get slowed.
That might be workable. I mean, like toss a gem or like call it's Dazzle. He tosses a gem in and it's just so shiny.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so shiny. It's outrageous.
Yeah,
Anyway.
single target stun's not healthy for the game right now. Let's talk about the game, guys.
I went against a Poppy the other day. I'm just kidding. All right. So, both sides here. Let's see. What do we have going on? Blue team looks like they've got a lot of
Malphite.
Gnar Malphite.
Let's keep
Gnar,
it quick on this quick
Alright, so
rundown.
Gnar Malphite. Gnar just has all of the lane pressure there, but Malphite gets super tanky in late game. Actually, Gnar gets just as tanky. I think Gnar is better overall the entire game.
Yeah.
The jump-
I see that going in Nar's favor because Nar has the range and he can keep the shield off of Malphite. However, it is Tannen as Malphite, and Tannen is usually pretty good with those melee versus range situations.
All right, and Tara, why don't you tell me what the Katarina Karma matchup's going to be like in the mid lane?
Gankenstein is going to melt repeatedly as soon as Katarina hits 6.
You don't think the early lane pressure that Karma's going to bring is going to be enough to push him over the edge?
No, because Katarina's going to have the Shunpo and she can basically use it to dodge.
Yeah, a lot of times bouncing blade is enough poke like return in the lane as well to kind of
Yeah.
even out
Okay.
even out the poke there too.
I definitely think it's going to go in Katarina's favor.
I
okay,
don't know
what do
though.
we-
I've seen some pretty fearsome cards.
Yes. What do we expect when we see Shyvana run into his Zhao in the jungle?
It's been a long time. I have no clue.
It's hard to.
It's been a
Yeah,
really
I
long
have not
time.
seen. That's
I
like,
feel like-
oh my god, what are we, season
Like-
2 again?
Yeah, Shyvana's base stats are really high, but Xin Zhao's base stats are stupid.
Yeah. At
Like,
the same time, though, what if they don't run into each other at all? Shyvana
Well, I
hard
feel like-
wins the farm war.
I fully expect Xin Zhao to try and counter jungle while Shyvana is going to aim for the lane ganks.
I would expect it the other way, honestly.
Yeah,
I would
for
flip
sure.
that argument.
Yeah, because Xin Shao's got the guaranteed gap close before 6, and he's got a
Yep.
knock-up that's really, really nice for the lane. Whereas Shyvana's got the AoE damage she can use to really clear the jungle very
But
well.
she's gonna be clearing jungle slower than Xin Zhao could.
No way, man.
No way, dude.
You're
I think
crazy,
so.
Terry. You're crazy.
Terry, you're drunk.
Think about it.
Terry,
think
you're
about
drunk
the new
on
jungle
Paladin.
items.
You're drunk
Terry,
on Paladin. No, there's no way.
No.
Stop drinking
No.
the
Think
light.
about the
Terry.
jungle items. Do you
The
realize?
jungle items.
Do you realize that Shyvana has an on-hit effect on her flame breath? Like it does % damage on hit per auto attack when you land the flame breath on minions. So
Terry, you're so crazy.
you're crazy, Terry. You're,
All right, well, that's
I
enough.
think Shyvana's
We'll
gonna
see.
gain more output.
We'll see how that goes. What do we think about this Blitzcrank? Well, Blitzcrank's just gonna have a really bad day against Ezreal. And we see another freaking Caitlyn. God, stop it!
take a knee.
Stop. taking
Mine
a
will
knee,
be the
guys.
Caitlyn that proves Stretch wrong.
See,
Mine will be the
in
Caitlyn.
that situation, I think the best way to do. I almost said Gankenstein because it was Blitzcrank. Well, Blitzcrank.
Let's Frankenstein.
Blitzcrank should try and maybe go for grabbing the Thresh because he has a better chance of landing that grab than the one on Ezreal.
Yep.
However, if he does that, then the Thresh could potentially use that to get to the Caitlyn.
That's
And
true.
it's already going to be hard for Blitzcrank to do that because Thresh immediately goes for the health crystal. So any Blitzcrank pulls onto Thresh is going to be really, really detrimental to this Caitlyn if Caitlyn's in a bad spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. So it's going to really be up to Caitlyn, in my mind, to get significant auto attack damage down before something like that even goes down. You want to make sure you're trying to zone as
That's
much as
interesting.
possible using that superior range.
Did you guys see that? The Katarina was going to start with a Ruby Crystal and switched it for the book. I think Katarina intends to outpoke this Karma.
I think that's impossible.
I think if she was going to do that, she would go boots plus 5 potions
Yeah,
in order
boots
to
4
facilitate dodging.
Mhm.
Or yeah, is it boost for its pot? I haven't gone a boot start in so long.
Yeah, it's 4 pots.
I really think they want the damage though.
Yeah.
I really,
Whoa!
Let's hook. Oh!
Wars or Hell goes for the
Which-
blind grab and does not land it on Benedict, who's playing Ezreal. They let Benedict have Ezreal again?
Hi guys.
Who did we ban
I
instead?
feel like the ward should have went down before they settled in that bush.
That probably would have been a great idea, yeah. At the same time, a good Ezreal would have picked his, or would wait to pick his moves, but he checks the brush anyway and does find out that there are people there, so I guess the Q was worth.
I have a question for you guys
Yeah.
regarding Blitzcrank now. You remember how in Season 4, Season 3, we always used to see Blitzcrank go in and try to hook the buff over the wall
Mhm.
just to delay the jungle? Is that going to be impactful this season with junglers starting on these offside camps now?
Well, here's the thing. You need the entire camp to get level 2. So since the small guys don't go with you, it takes a super long time to clear the camp, and it actually screws your jungler over, because now you either have to go help him leash the next camp, and your bottom lane gets like super far behind, or he's just stuck at level 1 trying to clear a second
So,
camp.
so you're saying we should see Blitzcranks now, instead of trying to hook like the big one or the big minion, they should try to snipe the little one and steal that?
Exactly. Actually, that's brilliant. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is.
That
If
is
they
actually
can hit
really
the
good.
little one. But the thing is though, is they're not even starting at the main buffs. They're usually starting at the
right.
I'm going to call it the frog or the rocks.
But what he's saying is just like pull it over when you know they're not there, take the little one, and then deny. Actually, no, that doesn't matter because they're going to have level 2 anyway. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter at that point. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm saying even you can try to just like while the jungler is doing the big one, you can try to snipe the little one because that guy rarely move.
Right.
Obviously, that's not going to
I
work for
think
them.
with the way the new jungle is started, you could potentially take a buff away without them ever knowing it now.
That's true.
That is true. Oh, down in the bottom lane, it looks like Benedict is hooked under turret. He's going to have to pop the heal, and he does end up walking away, though. Economo is there to give him some moral support, because at level 2, without a shield, I don't think he's got Lantern. Nope, he's got Flay and Hook, so no Lantern there. There's nothing he could have really done for him.
No, he definitely went for the idea of engaging with the hook and the flay.
Engaging and trying to get harassed down on Blitzcrank, but Blitzcrank is
I'm
hanging
not
very
sure
far
that
back.
was the best idea against a Blitzcrank. I really think that he should have did the hook and then the lantern because Crank can grab.
Yeah, but looks like in the jungle there, Xin Shao almost goes down to Raptor Camp, but he does finish it up.
Hey man, chocobos are scary.
No,
Okay.
They do the damages, which is why I always go to red buff, because like when you smite it, you get the health back, so you can.
Yeah, you also don't need that vision clear this early in the game.
Yeah.
Also, can we call them chubby chocobos? Like that's what I feel like they are.
That's too long. It's
Fat
too,
chocobos?
too much of a mouthful.
Too much of a mouthful.
We can call them chickens, though. If you want.
We could call them chickens. That would make me feel better about my day.
I'm just
So
gonna call it a
Zinzao
fat chocobo.
almost goes down to the chickens.
Okay, so we've got the frog, the rocks, and the chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Frog, rocks, chickens. Okay. Nice, easy names.
That one's one my friend thought up, and I'll bring that over to LowElo.
What's that?
Oh, the naming the raptors chickens. Give me them chickens.
Oh, is Zinzao coming in with the gank? Actually, I'm surprised we haven't seen many Zinzao ganks. I know he almost went down to chickens, but
That gank was a little lackluster. I think he had a really bad timing with Katarina already being on the other side of the lane.
Yeah,
Stretch, let me ask you, you're a jungler, and I struggle in that role. How do
bit.
you gank mid lane as not Zac? Because I don't play Zac.
All right, you need to go. You try to at least. The best thing you can do is get in on their retreat path. So you want to go, over the river and not gank from that river brush, and get behind them on those paths that are close to the turret.
You want to
And
make
you come
sure the
from
mid
there.
lane is also aware of it too.
Right. You want to ping that you're coming in. Right here, they're on the same page, and it looks like. Oh. Yep. It looks like Ninebreaker will pick up that kill. Genkenstein ready to lock them down. It looks like DCB goes down right away. On the bottom lane, Perfect Tommy gets very low.
Yeah, that was an excellent fresh hook on it.
When you're doing the lane dance and in any sort of gank situation, your lane opponent, if they know that you're coming in the gank, ideally will dance around the minions in a way that makes you want to try and keep the minions between you and them. Most champions want to do that, and theoretically you can force them to be closer to the jungler coming in.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people struggle with jungling routes, especially around that mid lane. There's no like easy tri-brush sneak route.
Yeah. It's a little bit harder because the lane is so short. But the best way I found is just making sure your lane is aware, and that you get as close to their retreat path as you possibly can. Cause
You generally want to wait until they've got your person pushed to the turret or as close to the turret as possible as well. There's such a short distance they have to go to get away that anything less and you're gonna have a very narrow window where you may as well back off.
Yeah. Although a lot of times too, having a gank go down doesn't even need to result in the kill. In the mid lane, Ninebreaker shows up for a secondary gank. Good follow up, and ends up picking up a second kill on DCB there.
I think Ninebreaker has realized that the Karma's weakness once Katarina hits 6, and he's trying to shut that down early and give everything that Karma needs now.
At the same time, I think that if he knows that he's already blown Katarina's flash, so she's got limited escape options.
Yeah.
Shunpo is one of them, but I don't think it can outrange Karma Tether, which is why he's just showing up. And he's probably going to pick up maybe 1 or 2 more kills on that. I'd go there repeatedly, honestly.
Yeah, and
I would too, because a big thing in that, why I put it in Katarina's favor, is Karma has no way of stopping a Katarina ult.
That is very,
aside
very true.
from that, yeah.
Mid lane gank going down a little bit. Ape Gantz is going to get close to gank, and the snare actually lands. DCB ulties, but it's not going to be nearly enough damage to even hurt. Genki flashes in, lands the Q for the kill.
Genkenstein's got something to prove now, guys.
Katarina's lacking a lot of damage.
Down in the bottom lane, it looks like a little bit of spat's going to go down between blue and red. But Caitlyn will be able to walk out for free. Perfect Tommy getting away to the turret. 1 exhaust was burned on blue side, but it wasn't enough CC to lock her in place. DCB finds a pink ward in the river, and they will clear that out.
Yeah, I think the Thresh counter against this Blitzcrank was a very good idea. Very smart picking the Thresh with the Ezreal, actually. Because that means, like, what's Blitzcrank gonna do?
Right.
Yep. They also did a really blue side also did a really good job itemizing specifically. As we see hook coming into Caitlyn, unfortunately minion blocks the Q, so it's just a naked hook.
I don't even think he tried.
Down the
do
mid
much
lane,
other than harass.
Gink lands the empowered Q, gets minion blocked, and therefore the tether does not trigger the snare. It looks like DCB might be able to escape over the wall. If he's got a ward up, he does not, so it's going to be a little bit of a Benny Hill chase into the jungle here. He's hanging out around the red buff. He could press his recall button and possibly get away at this point, but it looks like he might look for a kill. Oh, yep, throws down the left, and he's going to recall. Down in the bottom lane, Warrior Held lands a pull on Benedict, but it's not going to be any follow-up there to get a kill. What is this? Is DCB... He's still in the jungle! Running down towards the bottom lane tri-brush, and he's going to exit out there safely. At this point, if they had seen Ezreal recalling, I would have attempted a dragon.
Yep.
I would have. My method for doing these big monsters in the jungle is start hitting it and see if the enemy moves on the map. If
Definitely,
if they don't
a missed
move, just do
opportunity.
it. Yeah.
Yep. Especially when at the lower levels of play, with vision lacking so much.
Yeah.
It's definitely, you can get away with a lot more free dragons than you probably should. So it's okay to make those risky plays, like just kind of whacking the dragon and seeing how people. Oh, excellent! Oh my god!
Good Nara up in the top lane as Nara knocks Tannen against the wall. He flashes away. He's gonna live. And it looks like Alexander takes 2 turret shots for his trouble. Tannen, I think, is waiting for his shield to respawn it, and he gets it back.
I honestly think Gnar is a good choice against Malphite here because of his passive on that move that does the health damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. But at the same time, Malphite being able to negate that with his auto attack speed reduction is going to be an interesting interaction here in the top lane. Gantz does show up. He's got the ulti up, and he gets pinged back. So Nara's going to have to retreat to safety here.
Also, yeah, it means Gnar doesn't have to buy any penetration and still be able to melt Malphite.
Very, very true.
One thing I want to point out is Xin Zhao actually just took the blue buff, which is going to be really, really hard for Gankenstein in this mid lane. Yes, he has a 2-level advantage, but Karma is so mana reliant.
Mm-hmm.
And Gankenstein is also has the chalice or the
but they
grail.
recently nerfed chalice quite a bit, so it's not as efficient as it used to be. Losing that blue buff with the nerfed chalice is just not really what you want to have happen in the mid lane.
Yeah, Ninebreaker gets caught out in the red jungle, and it looks like he's going to get completely junked on by DCB. Gets knocked back. Gankenstein is now in the middle of a rock and a hard place. He actually puts the shield on himself. Speed boost comes out. Alexander looks like he wants to get the jump over the wall. Boomerang lands. One more auto attack will proc the magic damage. He gets it. Double kill for Gnar.
And he transfer complete.
He picks up a red buff. That is going to be absolute hell for Tannen in the top lane. I'll say it. I'll say it. There's no other way to put it. Gnar with red buff. Yeah. Come on.
No, it's all about that mana regen.
Oh, man. Oh, what's this? Benedict shifts right out of that pole very quickly. Pendragon finds Tannen immediately. It's going to be a full health 1v1. Pendragon jumps over Malphite's head. The true damage is coming out. He gets the Gnar off!
Gnar's favor. He's got the double buff going on. Tannen should really not have fought that.
Oh, as we see Caitlyn unfortunately flash what she meant to net, meaning she has to net backwards.
Oh my goodness, it looks like Benedict is stuck under the turret. Caitlyn takes a knee. The last turret auto attack, the last turret hit helps her get the kill. Very aggressive good play from Benedict, but I like that style of play because you don't know what you can pull off until you go for those types of plays.
Absolutely.
Benedict did this last game too, and he did wonders on that Ezreal. He was landing all of the shots.
Yeah.
And he was very greedy that game too. I mean, there's some champions where you just got to take that chance, all or nothing.
Yeah.
YOLO.
And even though he gave up that kill, look at the farm difference between him and Caitlyn in the bot lane. It is massive. He's doing a fantastic job.
We see a different build coming out of Benedict this game. He's going straight for that IE instead of that Trinity Force first.
Interesting.
Which is surprising.
I think I know why.
Okay.
Last game, the team was significantantly squishier, whereas this team, he's facing champions.
Yeah, top lane, Alexander Pendrag goes straight in onto Tannen, cancels one of his auto attacks, actually, and that might be the thing that's going to... Because that was a crit. I'm pretty... Yeah, he was winding up with the crit animation. He canceled it on accident. Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to deny him a kill there. I mean, as he gets driven away from Ape Gans. But last game, what were you saying, Terry?
The last game he went for the Trinity Force. This game it looks like he's going for an Infinity Edge, and
down at the bottom, Akonimo lands the hook onto Caitlyn, and then Benedict is quick to follow up there, picking up the gold with that ulti. True Shot Barrage doing plenty of damage when it does not hit any targets before.
I think that has a lot to do with the amount of damage he wants to do to the tanky members that red team has given themselves.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but I feel like Trinity Force actually would do a better job of that because the I gotta do the math on it, but I feel like Trinity Force does more damage against armor than Infinity Edge does pre Last Whisper. Just because of the way the you only have a 1 in 4 chance of critting, whereas the Sheen will activate basically every other attack. Plus, it'll increase your abilities as Ezreal as well.
Right, that is very true. You also have auto attack speed in there as well, which helps. It helps
you know what?
with crit
I
chance,
know
too.
what it is. Look what he's just gotten here. He's going for the Last Whisper. He wanted the BF sword for damage, but he's rushing that Last Whisper.
Now that I cannot agree with.
I don't think so. Not with the farm lead that he's got. That would be a waste of potential.
Not that I disagree with you too. I do not. If he's doing that, I think he needs to stop doing that.
Yeah, because like the percent armor penetration is good later in the game when everyone's got armor. Tannen in the mid lane is actually going to try to get a gank down on Gankenstein, but the Stein has turned the tables. Alexander Pendrag lands the boomerang on Tannen. He's going to chase directly under the turret. He's got to complete a Trinity Force, so the magic damage on that third hit is significant. Is he going to pick up? Oh nope. Gankenstein gets to that last one. He does not get the triple, but that is okay. Good tag teaming by Gankenstein and Alexander. That was wonderful.
Coming out of basically triple gank right there, unscathed as they should be able to pick up this mid tower with Xin Zhao coming in for the extra damage. This could also be a free dragon if bot lane rotates there too.
Oh yeah, well they don't even have to rotate bot lane with the percent damage that comes out from Gnar. They can pick it up very very easily.
Yeah,
and bot lane does Gnar have his ulti? Technically, if they get Mega Gnar back up, I'd consider the dive with the Karma Shield.
Absolutely,
I'd try to pull it off.
This could turn into two. This could go from a 3-man gank in the mid lane to 2 towers and a dragon for blue team, guys.
It definitely could. Yeah. It depends on how aggressive they want to be.
Red team was not contesting that dragon.
Oh my goodness, Benedict just goes in on
to.
The pull lands! He lands it on the turret and exhausts it, but the last shot will kill him! Caitlyn is... Well, she turned around to auto-attack a minion, but that's okay! He turns around and goes on the chase, Nets away from them. But that's okay, because they got the kill!
Yeah, kills are good for anything. They're kind of like oranges, guys.
Jeez, the oranges. Get out your oranges. Raise your oranges.
Raise your oranges, guys.
Raise your oranges.
Oh man, I don't think at this point Katarina can do anything this game. She's got the 2 flat penetration items, but I just do not expect her to do anything with the Mega Gnar happening, the Xin Zhao knock-up, and the all of Thresh's abilities, really.
This Gnar is very far ahead of Tannen. He's got a 2k gold lead, and there's just not much you can do, especially as Malphite in top lane in that sort of situation. There's just not a lot of outplay that happens on Malphite that can put you back up.
The problem is Tannen doesn't have an Infinity Edge. It worked so well last game.
See, it's different on Malphite because the surprising item is Trinity Force. Because your W gives you the increased AD.
He really needs that Iceborne Gauntlet.
And then the move speed you get from the Phage also synergizes with your Q. Oh my goodness, DCB goes in and he starts spinning like crazy!
He gets the reset and picks up a double kill.
Woo. DCB finds the golden opportunity where Gnar was too far away from Mega Gnar, and they just... Unfortunately, the 3-talent strike was not enough to cancel the Katarina ult there.
Yeah, he died too quickly, and it looks like bottom lane, a little bit of sieging going down. The hook actually lands on War as Hell. The flay does not come out. Explosion goes down, and Tannen shows up for the gank opportunity, gets the double knock-up, great ground slam, and Benedict flashes out, turns around for a greedy auto-tech that actually gets him kill. Caitlyn takes a knee. It's not enough damage, and it looks like Thresh is actually going to walk away.
It's never enough, man.
It's never enough damage. Never enough.
I want to know why he bought that random longsword before finishing his Infinity Edge. Then that's really got me confused now.
If
he
he's
went
looking
back and didn't have enough, but he just needed damage.
If he's looking, oh my goodness, what just happened? What did I just watch?
Thresh hooked Malphite. Blitz hooked Thresh while he was chaining in. And it looks like Xin Zhao and Gankenstein are just going to go monster mode.
Oh man, I would have...
Thresh set him out to be speed grabbed right into the middle of them.
Yeah. Down in the mid lane, it looks like DCB is whacking away at that turret. And he's going to get some damage down, but I don't know if he's going to knock it all the way. Actually, it looks like no one's rotating up. I don't think anyone has actually
noticed he's... Oh, the ping's going down. They do notice it, but I don't know if anyone's actually going to get there in time to do anything about it.
I think they're making the conscious decision. They're stacking people bot lane, try to keep the duo lane down there, and they're going to let Mega Gnar do all of the work in this top lane.
That's probably a good move on their part. Mega Gnar is already headbutting that turret. I would have actually kept going aggressive items here instead of the magic resist. I would have gone for the Blade of the Rune King. He actually Gnars him into the wall just before Mega Gnar runs out. It throws down the Ignite, but he doesn't want to really fight him under turret. A good choice on his part. It looks like Katarina's pathing up to the top lane. Down to the bottom lane, it looks like blue side takes out that outer turret. And Gnar gets caught out by Katarina. They're on the chase. The spin goes down, but actually that magic resist comes into play here as it's not enough damage to pick up the kill. Uh-oh. Oh, the third strikes. The third strikes. He can possibly pick it up. Oh, doesn't land the house throw.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick observation. It's never a bad thing when you're ahead to pick up half of a defensive item. Because you're still going to do equal damage and you're going to survive. As you see the Xin Zhao jump in onto Shyvana and she just gets moved down.
Oh my goodness, just blown up completely. Alexander throws the house. Real estate is being moved, people. Real estate is being moved.
Is this a good opportunity for blue team to do Baron? It's coming up in 20 seconds, and red team is not in a position.
Just a touch early. Their Xin Zhao still only level 10. He's gonna take quite a bit of damage.
But Gnar does have damage, and Ezreal's a monster.
If they
what
swap
we're looking
the
at
aggro,
here is if red team is hinted at all that they're doing Baron, they could really, blue team could really suffer from the damage they'll already take from Baron right now at this point.
I'm not saying it's not dangerous. I'm just wondering if that would have been a good time to at least get the ward coverage and maybe bait it too.
Well, look at their topside jungle right now. If they think if red team approaches from any angle, they will know 14 hours before they get there. That's just the nature of the vision. They're doing a fantastic job in covering that area, and I think they should play off that for sure.
Yeah, I feel like they might even want to try to give up this dragon and trade it for a Baron, because that'd be a tier 1 dragon for red team, and that is definitely not worth giving up a Baron.
Yes, definitely not. Up in the top lane, Benedict123 goes 1v1 against Tannen, and I don't think he's going to be able to win this one. Actually, he's doing a decent job of kiting. Another pizza goes down, and it looks like the ground slam's going to slow down that auto attack speed for this time for sure. It did not land the first time he tried it. Benedict makes it to the turret, but the pizza puts him out of his misery. Down in the bot lane, there's a ton of fighting that I probably missed going down, and I was too busy watching them Malphite fight.
It's alright. It's a whole lot of poking coming out of Gankenstein.
Yeah.
Pushing red team off the dragon, and we should be seeing dragon as an objective in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, I would probably pick up home guards here and try to rush back to that pit as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. You don't want to
walk from base.
You don't want to start hemorrhaging dragons. 1 or 2 is fine, but anything after that is just not good as the opposing team.
Sure, Ezreal ulti coming top lane as they try to stop Tannen from taking out this turret. It will clear out some of the minions, but it's not going to be enough. Alexander Pendrag now goes 1v1. The auto tech is coming down into... good.
If they play it right, blue team should be able to pick up a tower on the dragon right now if Gnar pushes as hard as he possibly can.
Yeah, he needs to hurry it up.
Yeah, I think Tannen favored getting that tower.
They don't have any damage with this dragon.
Yeah, well, this is still... It's not good.
Ezreal needs to commit. No, it's not. Oh, wait, she gets knocked over the wall. Ezreal is now in danger. Heal goes down. Exhaust goes down on DCB. Caitlyn takes a knee. It's not enough damage. How many times am I going to say Caitlyn takes a knee? It's not enough damage.
Ooh, Gnar comes in. This should be a double kill right here.
Oh my goodness, the auto attack. He misses the boomerang pickup, but he will be able to pick up the kill with a third strike auto attack anyway. He just will not be able to pick up anything additional.
That sucks for Caitlyn. You can clearly see she was trying to net through that wall, but she did not get close enough.
Unfortunately, this new jungle, the walls are just a touch thicker. It's a lot harder to hit those skill shots.
I was told that it was the same thickness, it's just a little more visibly obvious.
Yeah, and that even perception makes a huge difference.
Yeah. For sure, Nara's missed his second boomerang there. I think is that denying him that kill? Did it deny him that kill?
No, I don't think so. I think Blitzcrank with his I don't remember, his overcharge is just a little bit too fast for Gnar to catch right there, even with the application of the slow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up what is this called. Mana Barrier. And Mana Barrier and Overdrive.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We're really bad at this stretch.
Well, see, if you had talked to me a year ago when I was doing this weekly, I would have been on it. But it's fine.
That's all right.
I'll start doing it weekly.
What's gonna happen
Here you go.
is everyone's gonna work out there. The first few times people get together in calls like this, You just got to start learning the other people's rhythm and when you can fit words in without it sounding like everyone's interrupting each other. Me and Unbent had the same problem for the first few streams, and then we got our flow.
Oh my goodness, Blue Side is actually going for the Dragon Sneak. No one on the red team has any idea that it's happening. They need to kite out this aggro. You better kite that aggro, boy. Ninebreaker will die if you let him tank the entire thing, but it looks like they're going to pick it up for the cost of an outer turret. I say worth, my friend.
I say right now they just go push top. I don't think they even respond to the spot lane. I think they supercharge their top lane and just push it in.
I would even consider splitting up, sending just Nar top with the super-powered minions and grouping everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely they're doing the safe play right now, but I feel like the more aggressive play was the right play right here.
Yeah. And people are getting there at different time. Nar bounces off a minion, misses the boomerang. That's unfortunate. If that boomerang had landed, that was a kill.
Yeah, absolutely. This is getting really, really rough for the purple side, guys. For the red side.
Yeah, they are trying to group up and get these turrets down. They do know that they've got the team fighting comp with the AoE burst from their Shyvana and Malphite ultis, following up to a Katarina spin, but Blue Side is making it very difficult for them to do any of that grouping without some sort of punishment. Alexander Pendrek finds Tan and Kinslayer in the jungle near Middle River. He follows up with a second boomerang. 1, 2, 3 procs, and he's continuing this kiting beautifully as Tannen is forced to flash over the wall. Does he have his own flash up? He does! He can possibly... Oh, Tannen is forced to ulti out to the turret as well. The real estate moves, but it does not close the sail. Oh my goodness.
That's unfortunate. He's been landing those really well this whole game. You can tell he's very familiar with the Nar mechanics.
Oh my goodness, such a beautiful Nar. I would have gone Furor Boots on Nar, just for the chasing potential, chase and kite. It's
definitely
so much
a good idea this game.
Yeah, you're so far ahead that the home guards seem a little bit unnecessary. Over in the mid lane, Alexander Pendrek
I don't think
gets
that's the
pulled
target that Blitz wanted to grab.
They need to recognize that Malphite ulti is down here, so they have the ability to really siege up on this turret. They can get some good auto attacks, weave them in between the minion waves. Your minions are way tankier, and also they have Ezreal up at the top lane pushing. With this 4v5, it's surprising that red team is so hesitant to go in. I would just send Shyvana in, honestly.
They are definitely going in on that Ezreal, who's backing off now. He knows they're coming up because they've disappeared from the center.
Yep, that's for sure.
I also feel like Ezreal's not the man you want split pushing, as we see a pause
Looks like
coming
we
in.
have a pause going down.
Yeah.
Wonder what happened.
Probably a DC or something along those lines.
Oh, DCB and his computer.
The nefarious DCB. Blaming the leg. Sure. Right.
It's always the leg.
Yeah, it's the leg.
It's the leg's fault that Ninebreaker murdered you 4 times. Throwing down the gauntlet.
Throwing down the gauntlet. Jeez. Shots fired.
Shots fired. So how does purple team come back in this game, guys?
They need the Blitzcrank hooks. They need them desperately.
Yes, they need some good Blitzcrank hooks. Katarina looks like she's about to finish a death cap, and she's already got enough magic penetration. If she can get full ults off, she could probably do a decent chunk of damage. Blue team has not bought any magic resist.
Bit of a wasted exhaust right there, guys.
Yeah, a little bit of a wasted exhaust in the mid lane. Looks like this fight has blown up. DCB teleports into the middle of the team, starts spinning, but does not get a reset to get back out. It looks like Shyvana jumps in a little bit late, and Nars in the middle of the team, still hitting everyone and getting those third strike procs off. Pull goes out, but it's going to hit the win as the blue team disengages to their safety. Benedict is still almost full health. Caitlyn takes a knee, but it gets blocked.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, if Caitlyn gets in range, she can not do enough damage.
She can take. Oh, what's this? Tannen lands in the middle of the team, takes out Genkenstein, but he gets Nard into the leftover husk of his inhibitor turret, and it looks like he's gonna get chased out by Alexander. Now, wars are hell, and flashes in and explodes, but it's not gonna be enough damage to take out this Nar, who has that magic resist that I questioned, and I would have died there. I definitely would have died there.
Absolutely.
Actually, no, I wouldn't have, because I would have had my lifesteal, so I would have more health.
It's so frustrating to watch this, because you see this place where if Blitzcrank had grabbed there, the fight would have gone so much differently.
Yeah. they're in a weird spot, Blue Team. They need to probably lead with Katarina in these team fights. I only say that because they have so much AoE magic damage. They need Katarina to go in there and immediately apply her Abyssal Scepter debuff to as many people as possible. And if they can follow that up with a Malphite ult and the Shyvana ult, and maybe even the Blitzcrank Overcharge or the Blitzcrank Static Field, there we go. They can actually win a team fight so long as they get Katarina to actually open up and do as much AoE debuff as possible.
Well, then, how about why would they not put the Abyssal Scepter on Malphite rather than Katarina? So when he's looking to actually be the first person into the fight.
I mean, that's one of those weird balancing games where they need someone tanky too, and Shyvana's just not. She just does not have the gold available to do that.
Oh, I said Malphite.
Yeah, so Shyvana's not able to fill that tanky role right now, which kind of defaulted onto Malphite, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now the good news is that Purple Team has more tanky people that if they can turtle this out, they're going to have
What? He did not need to take
damage
that
and the tank
lantern.
ability.
No, he did not.
He did not need to take that lantern. This is a fight that is already won, my friend. Oh my goodness, he stuffs the Katarina ulti immediately, and he gives Scarzo on a rampage in the middle of the fight. Shyvana does end up getting a kill on Thresh, but it's going to be too little, too late, as this Mega Gnar is in the middle of their jungle, terrorizing everyone. Oh my
Guys, this game might be over.
Oh my goodness. The Gnar.
As we see a 10k advantage for the blue team, they're just masterfully performing these teams. Well, not even masterfully. Like that fight could have gone much cleaner, and the gold difference. They were just throwing gold at the red team.
Yeah, pretty pretty much.
Well, what they need to do right now. They really have to turtle it in their base and stop trying for these fights, because if they can get for enough long, they have more tanky people that can deal damage.
I don't know. I feel like red team's definitely doing the plays they need to at the moment.
Yeah, they have to go for a pick.
I don't think they can stall it out. Their wave clear is a little lacking with a melee caster mid, and Malphite just doesn't do it.
Yeah, Malphite does not scale nearly as well as Gnar does until late.
Like they need to take fights. They need like a 30% chance now to win is better than a 10% chance later to win. It's just red team's making the plays, but it's just unfortunately they're losing to giant bags of money.
I find it interesting they left the blue camp counter jungled, because they could benefit more from it now than the red team can, because they keep pushing the red team into their base.
It's very true.
Definitely an error on this part of blue team.
I'm usually a huge fan of getting the timer anyway, because that way I can show up a second time and either get a kill because they're like, oh well, now I got to keep track of my buff.
Well, see, I understand it when you're like pre-level 10, you want to make it harder for them. But once you get to the point where, oh well, the jungle's ours now, you don't really need to counter jungle it.
Yeah,
100%.
Red team is out. They needed, I would just 5-stack a brush. 5-stack
up.
Yeah, the Baron
Baron's
brush,
up.
something like that. 5-stack the Baron brush, get a pull on literally anyone, and blow everything, throw everything at them.
I mean, if you see where blue has wards right now, blue has control of a lot more of the jungle than red does right now.
Yeah, I think blue team just needs to avoid a straight up 5v5 under a tower. So they need to somehow draw red team out with the Baron, maybe with a slow siege, or maybe just wait until the mid inhibitor comes for that.
Yeah, it looks like blue team's going to start on this Baron right away as Alexander Pendrag just fights DCB. He teleports back to the back of him and starts spinning, but no way, son. That is not nearly enough damage.
That is a decent chunk. It's a decent chunk of damage, but just not enough.
Yeah,
this is
over
dangerous.
This Baron pit, but it looks like Alexander Pendrag decides to throw his body at it. No! I don't know if you want this fight, friends. It looks like this might be the comeback play that red side is looking for. They get the Malphite ulti on the enemy team. Oh my goodness, that Ezreal ulti just wrecks the enemy team as Thresh picks up a kill instead of letting Genkisan get it, but that's okay. And they just go right back to the Baron map. Okay, everyone's okay. We got the Karma Shields.
Yeah, unfortunately, blue team tried to do Baron without Dragon, and then they got caught into a straight up 4v4 without their AD carry.
Right.
Not a situation you want to be in when Ezreal's so far ahead.
Alexander Pendrag jumps onto Tannen, and it looks like they're going to go for the fight here. Looks like perfect time. He takes a knee, but it gets stuffed by Genkenstein. And it looks like that Baron is still not done.
Yeah, no. They definitely. Oh, the Ezreal gets hooked in.
Instead of autoing him, Caitlyn nets away immediately. Hit him, please. Just hit him.
A bit of an awkward pause
I
here.
worry about, like, I feel like this Caitlyn might be a little bit, like, uncomfortable in the role that they have gotten for themselves in this game. Because
Yeah.
you can see that they know the champion mechanics, but they're very timid in everything they do. Like, right there, the Caitlyn probably could have attacked and then netted away afterwards and maybe got a kill out of it.
Yeah.
What I
And
find...
unfortunately, sometimes you just put in the off rolls. And
Yeah.
I'm seeing from this Caitlyn what I do when I end up as an AD carry, and my first reaction is, I'm too close, get away!
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
So-
just want to point out, guys, if you don't know a role, it's not a bad thing to be aggressive. You're only going to learn by pushing your limits.
Die.
Yep,
Go-
die a bunch.
Go die a
Well-
bunch. Like a lot. Like a lot.
Go YOLO. And,
Like
and
12
I should
times a
listen
lot.
to my own advice, but I don't. But yeah, go YOLO.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb, but if you die, don't be mad about it. You're learning, okay?
Yeah. And the next time you know exactly what you need to prep before you make that play again so that you get the money, you don't die. But my thought
Yep.
process when I ADC is give me their money.
Yep.
There's sacks of money running around in my lane with, these other little sacks of money in between.
Uh,
But
Money that are surrounded by these tinier little sacks of money.
I look at my support and I say, friend, how can we get the money? Oh my goodness! DCB can
Ooh,
just
that was a
teleport into the
beautiful
middle.
Katarina ult, though she's not quite going to get the Gnar, who has just reached Mega Gnar, giving himself somewhat of a health restore. But that is one quick Katarina.
Oh my
Is
goodness.
She come and try this again?
Whoa.
Yeah, she is, and she
Uh-oh.
just might have the damage for this if her cooldowns come up. But I don't think they are.
I really
Ooh.
don't like use and Thresh's play in that particular. Oh, his Gnar gets hooked, but it's just not going to be enough.
Caitlyn, please? No? Okay, it looks like he got out of vision before she could get that last auto attack on him to get the Gnar there. Ninebreaker chases out Ape Gans and he's going to follow him into his own jungle. The knockup has not... There's no knockup. Get the knockup. Never mind. Tiddens showed up, and it looks like he's going to have to run away from this one. At this point, actually before that point, I would have turned around and fought it, but it looks like he is going to get the Thresh Express out to his own jungle there.
Can't go wrong with a good Thresh Express. Yeah, that Gnar did an excellent job of hovering in and out of auto attack range or line of sight vision right there. He never actually auto attacked to get that hit the auto attack the line of sight extended at all. He
Right.
just managed to bait Caitlyn in for a free kill on his team.
Yep. Good job on his part, and good job on Caitlyn's part sticking with that play, because the other play would have been like, oh, nope, and just leave when, there was the opportunity there with probably a little bit better micro to pick up that kill.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I'm also noticing in these teams, it doesn't really matter at this point, but I feel like the only way that Red Team wins is with really good Katarina ults, like we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Thresh needs to be extremely conservative with his flay, because the windup on his hook is too slow to
think if,
effectively stop it.
Right.
I think if Katarina finishes this hourglass, that she's going to be in a really good spot to lead the team in a fight.
I would
Yeah.
I would have probably gotten a DFG.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
DFG
think
is a really strong item because you need the first burst, right, to get the reset, and once you get that, it's all gravy.
well, and like we discussed earlier, when you're ahead, you can build defensive. When you're behind, like she is, you need to go as much damage as possible. As we see Zenzel jumping straight for Caitlyn.
Oh, he gets the kill, and actually Ninebreaker might actually walk away from this one. Nope,
Looks
the
like
AoE
Katarina's
from
next
Shabazz.
for the kill. Everyone going down on her before she can even finish the channel on her ult.
Yep.
That's a good way to stop it. Oh, we're not going to CC you. We're just going to kill you before you finish the channel.
Yep. If we don't see at least one Nexus tower go down, all of you are grounded.
Yeah, let's get this game done. Let's come on.
You're
You
all
have-
grounded.
If you
Every
don't know,
one of you.
I don't know what to do with my 14k gold lead.
Yeah, like,
How about
come on, guys.
They could easily siege this tower.
They don't even need to siege it. They could dive it.
Yeah.
They can
Guys, Blue Team, if you do not take a Nexus Tower, you are all 5 of you are grounded, okay?
get the Nexus turret. Oh, here comes Caitlyn. Caitlyn fires the Piltover Peacemaker, starts
Oh.
autoing Akamono, but it looks like he's gonna be able to walk away from this one because why? Alexander Pendrag is in the mix. He jumps back out, double bounce to safety there, and it looks like Akamono goes in for another hook. DCB gets into the melee enemy team, starts spinning. Caitlyn takes a knee. The knee lands. The knee finally lands, people.
It does. That's 2 this game. 2 of 10, I think.
My goodness.
Guys, it never works.
It never works except for that one time where The team splits
Well,
up.
it looks
and
like they're grounded.
Yep.
They're definitely
They
grounded.
spent a little too long just kind of derping around.
They did. Akamono is going to have to try to get Ninebreaker out of this fight, but it's not going to happen from the knockup. Oh my goodness! Why is that?
This is
that is doing a
excellent.
lot.
And they are
Baron
running
call right
right
here.
for the Baron here.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is a
know if
good
that's
call.
a good idea. They've
No.
only got 2 of the enemy team down. They really need those turret objectives more than they need the Baron right now.
No, this is because this Baron is what the enemy really is. They seem to be. Oh my goodness, that crit. Okay,
yeah,
Benedict.
see?
Benedict,
They really
please.
need to push out the lane.
I think this is the right call. They just executed it a little bit poorly. Katarina did not need to be where she was standing. She should have been standing closer to the pit.
Right.
And unfortunately, by losing Katarina there, they just kind of lost the fight.
right.
But it could have been executed properly. And,
Yeah.
And if they
that's
don't,
probably
if
gonna be
Blue
the
Team
game,
doesn't win
too.
the game from this.
and unfortunately, Ezreal's down, so they shouldn't be. They're probably not going to be able to take the Nexus, but they can at least pick up that bot tower.
Yeah, for
They've
sure.
got siege minions pushing into the enemy base. They could have probably got a turret here.
The reason we're saying that the right call there is Baron is because their minion waves were so far away from the enemy turrets that the likelihood was that by the time they pushed up to those towers, they probably weren't even going to get them. Also, since Blue Team seems to be having trouble ending the game, if they deny that Baron buff, it really forces them to stay struggling to end the game, and it gives you more of a power boost on your
Yep.
side so you can stick in.
And one interesting interaction nowadays, now that the Baron is just, you get ridiculous minions, it only takes one person standing by your Nexus when all
Oh my
all
goodness!
three.
Pendrak goes in, he nars Katarina and Shyvana up against the wall underneath the enemy turret, and he's still tanking out this entire laser, but it looks like it's going to be Tannen who shows up in the middle of the enemy team with the knockup, and that's going to be enough for DCB to jump in and get a little bit more money. Caitlyn takes a knee. It's... Wait, wasn't
Not enough.
It's not enough damage. God dang it.
It's
never
not enough.
It's not enough damage.
We're seeing a big time issue here, guys. By the way, Ezreal's just I don't know what happened to Benedict, but he's just not joining the team as fast as he could. This is the second or third team fight where he just hasn't been there.
Yeah, he's
I know
not-
he spawned a little bit late there.
What I'm seeing here is the classic thing. The team gets ahead and they start feeling like one person, like they don't need everyone there to do what they need to do, and that's not the case.
Right.
Yep,
They
absolutely.
tower dived, and like if they had everyone there in that dive, they would have definitely succeeded. But they didn't have everyone there.
Yep.
They could have sieged, but diving was a bad idea.
Yep.
For sure.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Baron. Man, I hate this. This is going to be a hard game for Blue Team to close out. It feels like
Yeah.
because
They've got all the advantages that they need. They need to just... There's many different ways to close this game. One,
There are.
push up, bottom, or bottom. Let your super minions push towards mid. Someone eventually has to defend mid and stop that wave, and you get the turret. You draw them out towards the Baron. You actually, you get ward coverage down. Once they leave the base, you engage on them with your Mega Gnar, and you win a pretty easy team fight with the amount of damage you have.
I
There's
feel like Blue Team's doing the one thing they shouldn't be doing, which is they're trying to team fight under enemy objectives. They're trying to fight like a tower dive, and like we talked about, the Katarina, like the AOE magic damage is just too much for Blue Team to deal with at the moment. So if they're gonna play that game, they really need to try to stack some MR right now.
it looks like the auto
Shyvana
kicks
getting caught on that ward and being chased away from the enemy team, or being chased away from her team.
Oh my goodness.
DCP goes down, 3 talent strike, and Nard cleans up Shyvana while this is going on. This is just going to be a clean ace for the Blue Team.
There it is.
Okay, seriously, if you don't win the game off of an ace at the 40-minute mark team...
With a full, 5-man team up. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
we're gonna be good here.
Okay, I was going to say...
There's no reason for them not to finish the game here.
Yep.
That was a long one.
It was probably about 8-9 minutes longer than it had to be, but it's still a good game, guys. There were a lot of things that Purple Team put up a really good fight at the end of the game.
For sure, especially with those dominating lanes that Blue Team had.
Troll flashes.
Yeah, I mean, Purple Team recognized their win condition and tried to play it out. Unfortunately, the giant bags of money that Blue Team was throwing around was too much.
It's hard to combat money.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.